10A Boxing Podcast, where the punches never stop and the excitement is always ringside. Get ready to step into the world of boxing like never before. Join us as we dive deep into the stories, strategies, and showdowns that make boxing the ultimate sport of champions. From knockout interviews with legendary fighters to ringside roundups of the biggest matchups, we've got you covered with expert analysis and insider insights. So lace up your gloves, grab a ringside seat, and get ready to experience the thrill of the fight. This is the 10-8 Podcast. Yo, what's the deal, man? It's your boy Norbs. It's the 10-8 Podcast. Man. I'm sitting here right now, and I was watching the Gustavo Lemos Richardson Hitchins fight right now, and wow, like I'm watching this shit, and again, bro, like ain't no bias in this situation. Let me just start off by that, but I think this is what really messes boxing up. One of the greatest things in boxing, like one of the greatest things in sports, let me say, is the underdog winning, or the the Tom Brady getting drafted in the 6th round, not being the high profile quarterback in the draft, or the high profile player. And I think this is where in boxing I feel like people get turned off by boxing because they believe that a lot of times in boxing, we have Miss New York, what's up? We have bad decisions. And I mean not bad decisions, like typical robberies. And I feel like specifically in boxing, because there is no legit point system or anything like that, we get in these situations where if it's in the promoter's interest, if they've invested X amount of dollars in a certain individual, sometimes it seems like it favors that individual going into a fight. And I was just talking to my man Flat, David Flat, shout out to my guy Flat. And he came out and said it himself, like, hey man, like, Gustavo, it's tough when you're in that situation when the promoter is your promoter, when all these things are in your favor. It's almost like you have to, if you're a judge, whatever. Now, let me not say this fight was a straight wash, you know what I'm saying? As I do believe that, in my opinion, this is just me personally, I think the early rounds were pretty close. I actually had it 3-1 as opposed to what I had 3 rounds to 1, I think, in the first 4. And then it started going kind of back and forth to me. I feel like Hitchins started to dictate a little bit, and then he got caught really bad. And from there, it seems like he was just trying to stay alive at that point. He had the moment, showed the heart of a champion, and it just sucks that this kid from Argentina, and it always seems like one of these Argentinians, whether it's Maidana or something like that, come in here and ruin it for a top flight contender. And listen, he hurt him a couple times really bad. There was one round particularly, I don't know, it was one of the middle rounds, maybe like 6 or 7. And he caught him like an overhand right, and literally was pretty much holding on for dear life. In fact, it's so much so that the judge pretty much warned him that he can lose a point for excessive holding, but didn't, because it's such a close fight. He didn't want to, whatever. But it was absolutely disgusting to see somebody put 117, 111 in Hitchins' favor. Like, that judge needs to be evaluated, investigated, whatever it is, in order to, if I was to ever even watch a fight with that individual. And I think some of these judges have to be put on blast publicly, because that is absolutely absurd. I don't know how you can justify 117, 111 like scorecard. Like that's insane. Like, what does that equate to? What does that equate to? Him winning like 2 rounds or something like that? Which, I mean, the guy was on his bumper from the beginning of the fight, and it's a little absurd to me to see that he, you know, not only doesn't get the decision, but gets he loses a unanimous decision. The other 2 judges had it closer at 115, 113. Listen, some of those rounds were close, or let's say, I still had him winning by 2 rounds, right? So let's just say, worst case scenario, you feel like it was closer. It was either Gustavo won or it was a draw. And I think a draw would have been, I thought the draw was the best case scenario in order for them not to kill the decision. And, decisions like this really put a black eye in boxing, man. Like it really sucks. I mean, the good thing about the situation is Gustavo Lemos is going to get another opportunity. He was great. He was on his helmet. He was fighting. He was after him. He was after it. He, going 29-0, getting your first big fight in the States, coming here, having all the odds against you, and you let it out on the line. And listen, there were times, and you can watch the fight. I mean, this is not me, that this man was hurt. There was a couple rounds. It was more than once. It was, I think, 2 rounds or 3 even, where he was looking at the scoreboard of the clock, like, please let this round end. Like Hitchison was literally looking at the clock because he was so hurt. And it's unfortunate, but this is the sport that we love and we love to hate. And this is one of the reasons people get turned off by the sport. The man was literally and it's crazy because people may say, oh, it's not biased, it's not this. Clarissa Shields was secretly, not even secretly, she was obviously pulling for Richardson Hitchison. Like, well, I hate his name, by the way. It was to the point where they actually said you're supposed to be neutral. Like, they actually said that during the broadcast, which is crazy. Think about that. They actually said that during the broadcast, that you're supposed to be neutral, that you're cheering on. It was crazy to me. Like, it's absolute dog shit. I could not believe what I saw, man. And I'll say this: Lemos was a class act. Even raised his hand, Hitchison's hand afterwards. But even after the fight, Richardson, of course, is going to say what he says. You could tell he was not trying to get a rematch. He was like, "Get me the F out of here. I don't ever want to see this guy again." That didn't even cross his mind. It's a tough pill to swallow if you're a boxing fan, man. If you're a boxing fan, and I know a lot of people may not talk about this because Lemos is not a big name. Hitchison's on the way up, but if anybody should, honestly, I feel like the commission, somebody has to step in at this point and demand a rematch at this point, because it's not fair. 117, 111 is absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. Like, whoever that judge was needs to be clearly evaluated, and somebody got to check his bank account for some extra money. It was complete bullshit. It was terrible. And I get why people sometimes sit back and like, we don't want to. It's crazy, and it's unfair. It's not a level playing field. If you are backed by the promoter, if you're backed by the major company that's there, you're going to get favorable decisions. He should have been deducted for excessive holding. That is a fact. There was a point where he was clearly out on his feet and would not let go and did not get deducted. In fact, Rolly was deducted for a point, and he was holding less in the fight that he got deducted the week before. So, there's a lot of things that add to it. Now, Flat, of course, is very biased because he claims to be from Brooklyn, and he knows that. Come on, bro. The referee actually stated, this is crazy, that he doesn't want to take a point away for excessive holding. And there was 2 rounds like that where he was holding on for dear life. He was completely out. Now, I will say this: Richardson has a lot of heart. He fought through it, survived the 12 rounds. But guys, I mean, there was just too much, in my opinion, and it was crazy. Just when like Hitchison would start getting back on track, it almost seemed as if that just came out of nowhere and got a burst of energy out of nowhere. And you know, it's crazy to me when the referee is telling you this, like he sees it, like it's bad. Clarissa Shields out there cheering on Richardson when the fight's going on. It's just stuff like that that makes you question boxing. Like I mean, listen, I was going for the kid because he's from Brooklyn. You know what I mean? I want to see guys do better. I want Brooklyn to win all the time. But Jesus Christ, can we do a better job? Can we really do a better job? Because that is I totally get it. I totally get it. Why people want to quit watching boxing. Like I totally get it. And I can't believe it. Bro, it's the way the game goes. No, Flat, what's your email? I'm gonna send you a link real quick. I gotta get off this. But it's not supposed to be part of the game. You're not supposed to. This is not Michael Jordan going to the lane and getting a favorable call. Okay, you're completely changing the outcome of a game and playing with people's purses and things like that. It's not that. It's not LeBron going to the hole and getting a favorable call. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. And it is unfortunate if you're a fighter that you're walking into that situation like that. It's gotta suck. It's gotta suck. If I'm if I'm a professional boxer and I'm walking into these situations, you got to question if you're not backed by a Golden Boy, if you're not backed by a Mayweather Promotions, it gets more obvious day by day. This is Matthias versus Hitchison. I mean, he becomes the mandatory, quote unquote, right? He's the mandatory, but I know a lot of people want to see the Pitbull fight, and that's what I want to see. I think Hitchison can wait. I think this is my opinion, and I think this is what I'm not sure what belt they're fighting for. I think it's a WBO, but if I'm them, I'm investigating the judge that basically gave a 117-111 score. That's first and foremost. Secondly, this is what I'm doing. I'm saying I'm demanding a rematch and then setting up Pitbull versus Matias. Let Pitbull and Matias go at it and try to unify that belt, and let Hitchison and this man get a rematch because, and honestly, I don't think Hitchison's going to agree to a rematch. And I get it. I get it. And listen, I'm not saying he's scared. That's not what I'm saying. But that was a dogfight that Hitchison has never seen. And that's what I would do. I would order a rematch. And again, you got to take your hat off to Lemos simply because he wasn't even a sore loser, bro. He actually picks up Hitchison's hand like, yo, they gave him the fight. He won. Didn't bitch, didn't moan, nothing. But if I was boxing right now, if you want the fans, and again, this is not a big enough fight where people are going to be like up at arms right now. It's not for casuals. It's more for people to actually watch the fights. You'll probably see this on the Boxing Voice podcast tomorrow morning when he wakes up, or my man Marco breaking it down. You've seen Ellie Setback. First of all, how does Ellie Setback at every goddamn location at one time? I've seen him in multiple gyms on the same time, the same day, same hours. That guy's everywhere. But anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, I mean, there should definitely be a rematch. You know what I mean? Boxing got to do better. They got to do better when it comes to stuff like that, man. Some of the best stories are guys. Listen, when Maidana beat Adrian Broner, that was a great story. It led to Maidana having a good fight against Floyd Mayweather, where now he wears Floyd Mayweather's tooth around his as a necklace. You know what I mean? It's great stories, man. You can't take away. And listen, I don't. I might not have beat the hell out of Adrian Broner. That was bad. I don't think he stopped him. I think it was a decision. But, anyways, um, you ruin a lot of good stories with this stuff, man. You turn a lot of boxing fans away from the sport. I gotta really sit there and um, he didn't believe he won. You could see it in his face. He was very defensive, and he said he won easily. I was like, I don't know what fight he saw easily, but he definitely did not win that fight easily. I don't think he won at all. But moving forward, I'm gonna say that they should, if the boxer wants to do the right thing right now. We don't want to see Richardson versus Matias. We want to see the rematch, and we want to see Matias fight Pitbull. Let the people earn it. I mean, hey, listen, this guy's a talent. Oh, Ash. Oh my God, Ash. Let me tell you, girl. Let me tell you, girl. Let me tell you. It's my homie Ash, big boxing fan, right? Ash. He almost got knocked out in 2 of the rounds. One of the rounds, or actually both of the rounds, he got knocked out. He was like out on his feet, like literally out on his feet, and what the basically the ref was threatening him to take away points, or even the commentators like they're gonna take away points. Like he was holding on for dear life. Like I'm talking about dear life. And Hitchison made it closer in the middle, like the middle rounds. But after that, it was just pretty much Gustavo Lemos from Argentina. One of the judges had it 117-111, Ash. 117-111. They had a unanimous for Hitchison. It was absolutely a dog shit decision. And boxing, if you guys want to fix it, if you guys want to fix this, please have an immediate rematch. I don't think Hitchison takes the immediate rematch. He might, but I just don't see anything that he can do to change what happened. Oh, it went the distance. Actually, it went the distance barely. But I'll tell you this, Hitchison showed a lot of heart. He fought in the fight, but he lost. But one of the judges had it 117-111. The other two had it 115-113. If I was going to give anything in favor of Hitchison, if I was a judge, I probably would have gave the best decision for me for him would have been a draw. And I don't think it was a draw. I think Lemos won. But that would have been worst case scenario for me, or best case scenario for him, was a draw, because he didn't win the fight. He just didn't win the fight. I mean, watch the highlights. It was absolutely, listen, it was messed up. And I know he's not going to get a rematch. Oh man, my man Joseph Stone in the building. What's up, man? Good morning, I guess we would say. Well, I'm talking about the Haney Ryan card came out. It looks very lonesome aside from the main event. I think it's worth the $80. They're asking for a lot for one fight. I didn't see the undercard. I did not. I think my man Kevin Newman's on the card, so I'm excited for that. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a big fight. It's a big fight. Ryan's a very popular dude. They're banking on that. They're fighting for his belt. Would I pay $80 for it? Do I think it's worth $80? Is a different story. I'm a boxing fan. I'm whatever. Listen, if you don't want to pay $80, get a couple of the homies together. Everybody put in 20. Have a good time. Support the sport. You know what I mean? These guys, not everybody gets big money, and there's opportunity for other guys to get some shine. So, I mean, it's a big fight. It's the biggest fight this year, right? I mean, what other fights happened this year? I mean, we got Jaime coming up versus Canelo. I mean, it's a big fight. Listen, you paid $900. Holy shit! And Ash, you're probably sitting in a fucking nosebleeds. I heard those tickets at the Barclays Center are freaking expensive as hell. Really bad. Jesus, $900. Yeah, I heard this. The tickets were really, really high for that fight. Jesus Christ. Now, Wow, 900. Damn, Ash, you really love boxing. 900 is a lot for a seat. Jesus Christ. You know what's the worst part about boxing? I've been to many fights. Oh, you got good seats? You know what's crazy about boxing? No matter where you sit in boxing, and this is me, I'm completely lost. It's hard to tell what's going on when you're at the boxing match. I prefer to watch it at my crib. So, like me personally, I'd rather go watch the shit. I'd rather do the pressers and stuff like that and come home and watch the fight. I'd just rather not go to the fight because it's very hard to tell what's going on. It's kind of weird. It seems like it's a it's more like a get together in a sense. It's not like a basketball game where you see points come. Oh, he hit the shot. Allen Houston hit a shot. Look, you know what I'm saying? It's really hard to tell what's going on in boxing. Like I've sat ringside before, I've sat the middle before. It is more about the ambiance than actually enjoying the fight. That's just me. It's not enjoyable as watching an NFL game or anything like that. I rather pay the $80 than actually go to the fight. I do want to go to a Canelo fight like in Mexico or something like that. Yeah, 100%. You see you hit. You know what it is though too. You miss the commentary. You miss the punches landing. It's a lot. It's a lot more fun to watch it from home. To be honest, and it makes more sense. In the NFL, they throw a bomb. You can see the bomb. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he drops back through a bomb. It's one of those things that's very, very difficult to see. You can be right there. And I've sat ringside a couple times, and it's just not very to be honest with you. And Ash, you know what? You're probably not even gonna get your money back for that fight. Yeah, you can see the punches land way clearer on TV. It's the boxing experience is a lot better at home. But it's more so, I guess, the when it's the big fight, the celebrity role. Oh, Magic Johnson's here, and fucking Leonardo DiCaprio's over here. Like, I guess it's more so that type of ambiance where people rock with it. Boxing, to me, I prefer home. Yeah, boxing is definitely difficult. Somebody said, Joseph Stone said, so Haney's resume is building huge. Cambosis, Loma, Regis, Ryan, all within a few years. Yeah, I mean, listen, he's making very strategic moves. Bill Haney has done a great job managing his career. And listen, I think Ryan has a puncher's chance. He's a talented, very fast. It's a dangerous fight. Ryan is a good fighter when he's focused. I just don't believe that he is. I think he's. I don't feel comfortable saying that Ryan gives me a lot of confidence. And listen, Devin Haney's a focused fighter, but I've seen Devin get wobbled with lesser punchers, and Ryan is a finisher. To be perfectly honest with you, so in regards to that fight, I'm looking forward to it. This is the reason boxing is dead versus UFC from corrupt judges. What else Lemos had to do to win? Hit him with a bat. Matias will destroy this fraud cause. I don't think. Listen, I'm with you. I don't think Hitchinson's a fraud. Let's just stop right there. Hitchinson is not a fraud. Send me the email. Send me the email so I can send it to you because it's easier for you just to do it on the YouTube. Hitchison is not a fraud. Let's stop right there. Hitchinson's a very good fighter. He just happened to run into another very good fighter who was relentless. I mean, and again, the guy was like 5'5". He was kind of like watching like Pitbull fight in a sense, but Pitbull like on speed. Like he just was going forward. Hitchison is not a bad fighter, and Hitchison showed a lot of heart. I've seen a lot of boxers give up and just that's it. So let's not make this into a text me David, text me the email. I've seen lesser fighters go down with that or whatever. He fought. So let's not I don't want people to think that I'm sitting here shitting on him. No, he fought a good fight. Like, and that's just the facts. Hold on one second. Let me get this email. He fought. That's just the facts. Let's not make this about my man Hitchison actually, he survived. Like that was a big fight. So, you know, it was more so how good Gustavo was. Gustavo was really good. Like he was on point with the fight. So I don't want people to think that this was just, Hitchison can fight. He can fight. And listen, he got a very good jab, fights. He got a very strong jab. You know what I mean? He got a good power jab. He goes, but he couldn't throw combinations. Every time he threw a combination, you know what I mean? This guy's firing right back, and he would just catch him. You know what I mean? Ashley was like, well, hold on. She was trying to sell my tickets so I can go see Canelo live. I already booked my flight, so I'm in Vegas that weekend, no matter what. I actually might have tickets for that fight, Canelo fight. I gotta reach out to my manager. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm supposed to have tickets to that fight for the Munguia fight. I just don't like going to the fights. Although I do want to go to a Canelo fight. That is a fact. Just so I can, whatever. They should call off the fight. He ain't right in the head. I mean, it's too late. It's 2 weeks away. They already evaluated him. It's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Fight's gonna happen. My man David Flat Sparks was good, my brother.
Yo, it's good, bro. Did somebody say that's why? Did somebody say that's
What's
why
good, my
boxing?
G?
That's why boxing is dead and MMA is taking over. Somebody said that.
Yeah, I see somebody say. I mean, that's not true.
That's the dumbest shit anybody could say.
Yeah.
They better look at the numbers of how much Ngannou made in his UFC career, how much he made in 2 fights in boxing.
The highest he ever made was 600,000 at UFC, and he made 20 million, I think.
Nah, they said 50. They said he made 50 million.
Jesus Christ, I thought it was 20.
In 2 fights, bro. That he lost both. Come on, you can't never say boxing is dead, bro.
Nah. I think people, I don't know, man. It's always the comparison. The big money's always going to be at boxing. I mean, they have the biggest stars, the bigger paydays. I mean, it is what it is. But
the UFC copied boxing whole blueprint. Everything from the 24/7 to all access, the training.
Yeah. The benefits of the UFC though is that they force the contenders to fight each other. And I think that's one of the biggest issues with boxing, that we don't get the fights that we want to see, and these really, really bad decisions that are driven by promoters. Yeah, it's tough.
But part of the reason why is the people that watch boxing that say shit like that. You know why? Because soon as a fighter lose in boxing, they call him a bum. But when a UFC fighter lose, nobody calls him a bum, bro. It's different.
You could blame that on I'm not gonna lie, Floyd Mayweather. It's kind of his fault, because it's more so, to be honest with you, the black fighters. It's not necessarily the Latino fighters. They could take as many losses as people tune in. You know what I mean? It's more so a lot of the black fighters that hold on to that with dear life and aren't willing to risk it. And that's a lot to do with Floyd Mayweather. And I think that's the big problem with Shakur Stevenson, not fighting the way he should fight. You know what I'm saying? But, I get it, and it's whack. And you're right. UFC can have 7 losses and guys are still fighting. But Floyd Mayweather started all this. And it hurt black fighters, because the Latino fighters still got supporters, man. They still, if they lose, we're tuned in. Canelo has 2 losses on his resume.
That's because they come with it. You're right, though. You're right.
Look, Errol Spence. They come with a country. Spence only lost to Bud.
Huh?
Errol Spence only lost to Bud, and they treating him like he's dumb.
Yeah, like he's a bum. Like, come on, bro. But that's just what it is. Like you said, it's the fans, it's the promoters.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate though, man, but I'll tell you this, Lemos, he made a name for himself today. He really did. Because in my opinion, I think Hitchinson's not going to do it, but I think they should have a mandatory rematch. Because I prefer to see Matias versus Pitbull anyway. And while he's waiting, he should fight. He should do a rematch. I don't think he's going to take it. I do not believe he's going to take the rematch. He wanted out of that arena. Like he was like, bro, get me in the showers. I want out of here. Like, and that's just being real, man. That was one of the worst decisions I've seen in a long time.
When tonight?
Yeah, it was bad. It was pretty bad, man. I'm not gonna lie. The worst, the best case scenario I would have given Hitchison was a draw. There's no way he won that fight. There was Fly. I know that's your man from Brooklyn, but they was about to take points away when he was about to go out like a light. He was out at one point, and he was just holding on for dear life twice during the fight. Twice. I mean, Clarissa Shields was doing the commentary for the fight and was like, "Oh no, don't do it." Like I'm like, bro, you're supposed to be calling the fight down the middle, not cheering on Richardson. You know what I mean? It was just a bad look all around, man. To be honest with you, like, but he's from Brooklyn. I wanted him to do well. And listen, Flat. The one thing that people have to, I'm not saying he's just a bad fighter because he showed a lot of gall, a lot of heart in there. Like he stood there throughout all of that shit. He didn't quit. He tried to fight through it. It's just this guy was relentless. You know what I mean?
Yo, no, it's like I told you, bro.
Yeah.
The dude from Argentina, he's fighting an uphill battle. He's from another country, right?
Yep.
He's not signed with the promoter.
Yep.
He's not part of the network. He's just an undefeated guy who fought all his fights in Argentina.
Yep.
He's here fighting an uphill battle. You in those type of fights, and this is something we gotta understand. It's like how they say, to beat the champ, you really gotta beat the champ. You gotta take his belt. Now I'm saying, not saying this was for a belt, but this is for a spot at a shot at the title. So guess what? He had two choices: to either knock Hitchins out or to beat the shit out of him. Now you can't say, hold on, because I know where you're gonna go. I know where you're gonna go with it.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. Could you say he won on points? Yes, but he didn't beat that out of him, bro.
I know he there was, bro. If you watch the fight again, there was, and I don't be honest,
he didn't destroy him, bro.
If the referee would have enforced the hold, he was holding on for dear life.
Yeah, he's supposed to though. If you get hurt in the fight, what you gonna do? Stand there? That's how dudes get knocked out, because they don't be knowing what to do when they hurt. He was hurt, bro. You gotta hold.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Life, bro.
No, listen, you're 100% right. But that was a couple of times. Like I was like, oh man, he looks really bad right now. But listen, I'll tell you this. I don't think he's gonna take a rematch. I'd love to see a rematch.
Nah, of course not. Of course not.
He's not taking that rematch.
Hell no. Why would he? I wouldn't take. Who would take that rematch, bro? The risk ain't worth the reward, bro.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna get Matias after that fight, though. I think it's gonna be Pitbull for Matias.
I wouldn't do that either. If I'm him,
he's the mandatory.
If I'm Hitchins or I'm his handler, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. I'm thinking of a plan, bro. I need Haney.
Master plan.
I'm thinking of a master plan. I even need Haney or Teofimo, because that pressure that come with
Matias.
With Matias and Pitbull.
Come here, Papa.
Them two right there, bro. After we saw, and I know Hitchins, that's my little man. Like he came up under me in boxing, not under me like my son, but I'm a generation ahead of him. So when he was fighting in the amateurs and all that, know what I mean, he was doing in the gyms that I'm from. Know what I'm saying? So I watched him from since he was a kid. Know what I'm saying? And he should have handled pressure better than that, but right now, he got to chill with the pressure fighters and go for something else. I think he'll beat Teofimo.
No, he's not beating Teofimo.
Why not? Teofimo can't deal with boxing. We just watched Teofimo.
No. There's a big difference. Jermaine Ortiz ran. He didn't box. He ran. Hitchison engages. No. Jermaine Ortiz was not engaging.
No. The man outboxed Now, did I think he won against? Did I think Ortiz won against Teofimo? No, because again, you got to take the title. He didn't take the title, but he outpointed Teofimo, bro.
He didn't.
How he
I
didn't?
can agree with you with that.
Did,
He
did,
didn't. He
did
didn't land any
CompuBox
punches.
numbers not say he
He
outpointed?
wasn't landing any punches. He was. I mean, bro, everything that was landed, I was substantial was from Teofimo, but that's another fight. But my son just woke up, as you hear. I got to get the hell out of here. You know how that goes.
All right, we back on whenever you ready, Brody.
I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you.
All right, hit me.
It's your boy Norris, man. Sorry, guys. I gotta go. My kid just woke up. We are out.